Today is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025, and it's 5:30 p.m. Let the record show that Councilwoman Seals, Councilman Graham, Councilman Arona, and Councilwoman Trujillo are in attendance. At this time, we'll have Councilwoman Trujillo do the invocation, and Councilman Graham will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Lord, inspire us with your spirit of wisdom. Plant seeds of your vision in our hearts and minds. Give us humor and give us humility as we work with one another to help people to come to know you and to serve our community. Grant us the willingness to be open to each other, to respect each other, to be honest, and to be supportive as we strive to do your will. In Jesus' name, we pray.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we'll have public comments. Just remind everybody that you are limited to 3 minutes, and we are not allowed to respond to any comments. So are there any public comments at this time?
Mayor, I'd like to say congratulations to the Pecos County Hospital for their award. Presentation, terrific job to the staff in the hospital.
Thank you very much.
Also to keep Pecos beautiful, if y'all haven't seen the mural they painted on the old swimming pool building, it's gorgeous. I gave them a call and thanked them and asked them to continue doing what they're doing. And soon we'll look real pretty around Pecos. Except for the dust. If the dust settles down in Johnson, it'll probably sandblast that thing over. That's it.
Any other public comments? Okay, we will go on to our consent agenda. Item E1, approve the minutes of the February 27th, 2025 regular city council meeting. E2, review the February 2025 call reports. And E3, review the expenditure report.
Chief, fortunately, there was only one dog bite this past month.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
had to get almost through the month before I found it.
There had to be at least one, right?
Yeah, at least one. But there was an awful lot of animals at large.
Yes, ma'am.
And, again, we just really like to make the community aware that this is when some of these dog bite opportunities may happen. And that we do really need to, you have a pet, keep them in your yard and do the right thing. Was this animal in its own yard?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Okay.
We also found due to the wind, we have a lot of open gates that have happened where dogs did get out or animals did get out. So that is partially some of the blame. I don't want to blame it all on just the weather, but that is part of the issue that animal control is dealing with.
I was trying to look through there and look at all the times to see how many of the animal at large happened after 5 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. Still an issue, after
Still an
5
issue.
or after 6, you'll see a lot of animals at large. And she was chasing a pack of dogs for a while. I think we're getting a closer grip on some of that. But we have this one feral pack that it could be on the west side one day and it's on the east side the next. And so she's still on the hunt for that. Still setting out, the dog traps, the ones that she can, weather permitting.
they're making some progress on that pack.
Yes, sir, they are.
Because I'm still looking for them.
Yes, sir, I know you are. We appreciate that extra help there.
Pack sightings, huh?
Yes, and they're all sizes. You have your little ones and your big ones, and they're just running together.
It's funny, the other day I saw them across Eddy Street, they were large to small.
Yes, sir. Very diverse group. Yes.
And y'all have had a lot of calls just on the PD side too.
Yes, ma'am.
There was a large number of them there.
Yeah, considering February was a short month. There were a lot of them.
Unfortunately, yes. February being a short month, we did have a high volume of calls.
I guess I was kind of surprised at the number of hit and runs.
Yes.
Is that, didn't go back and compare to other reports, but is that higher than normal, or is that really what the norm is?
I don't want to say it is higher than normal. A lot of that does happen in parking lots. You'll get people come out of, say, Walmart or the United, and their vehicles have been struck, whether it's with a shopping cart or another vehicle. So there does seem to be a
So it's not
high.
a pedestrian hit and run?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
And then I also noticed the loud music, the number of complaints there is pointing out, I don't know if they're all coming from the same person or not,
You know,
but,
thank goodness not all from the same person.
or at the same location.
Correct. And if you've seen, there has been some work done across the street where that gentleman has kind of obliged to do his part. I do know some construction vehicles were there about 2 weeks ago, and so we're hoping we're kind of getting a collaborative effort with the loud music.
I hope everyone appreciates the effort and
Yes, ma'am.
appreciate his effort as well.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Question? Madam Mayor, make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Have a motion from Councilman Aroma, a second from Councilwoman Seals to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show the motion carries. We will go to our non-consent agenda, item F1, presentation on upcoming city events. This is Goal 5, promote open and consistent communication. Edward De Leon, Marketing and Communications Coordinator.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Community of Pecos present, and the ones that are listening on our YouTube live stream. I just want to speak today on upcoming city events, just so all the community can know what's happening within our city. And so first up, we have something brand new that Holly and her team at the Code Enforcement, and Cindy, the Code Enforcement Department, they really encourage all community members to connect face-to-face during monthly information sessions at City Hall. So these sessions, they usually take place every third Friday of the month from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. in the lobby of City Hall. They have refreshments, snacks are provided just to make their visit more comfortable. Residents can ask questions just to get clear and personalized answers about code ordinances. Again, they will be meeting with code enforcement officers or officials just to address the questions and receive helpful information regarding code ordinances. And again, whether you have specific concerns or just want to learn more, we really encourage the community to stop by and meet the team that are dedicated to serve our community. And of course, if they have any more information, they can always contact the Code Enforcement Department at 432-445-2421. And so our next one is happening actually this Friday, March 21st. Again, that's from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Second, due to the strong winds that we've been having, we had to reschedule our last roll-off. So we have a new date, and that date is this weekend, Saturday, March 22nd. Originally it was the 15th, but again, we're keeping the same hours, the same location, so that's happening from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at West 8th Street and South Alamo Street, and the second location's at West 10th Street and South Willow Street. Both locations are accepting appliances. Of course, there are items that are not allowed, and residents can visit our website at www.pecostx.gov to find the full listing. And again, just quickly, Pecos Cares Roll-Off service, it takes place every third Saturday of each month from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So yeah, that's that's this weekend. Hopefully the weather's not too bad. And this is going to be my favorite event. So we have the Pecos Easter Egg Hunt. So thousands of eggs, 4 Easter egg hunts, and 1 golden egg. So this event's going to be happening on Saturday, April 12th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. there at Maxie Park, near the gazebo specifically. We're going to have a live DJ, and our DJ is going to be Carly Ramirez. Pictures with the Easter Bunny, and obviously the Easter egg hunts. The following are the egg hunt times, which is at 10 a.m., and that group is for ages 0 to 4, 10:30 a.m., ages 5 to 8, 11 a.m., ages 9 to 13, 11:30 a.m. to all ages. So if you missed out, you can always join us at the 11:30 a.m. Hunt time. And for the Golden Egg Challenge, this one's exciting. There's going to be one hidden golden egg in each age group, and you'll be able to find a special prize in it. So, very exciting. And again, to make this event a success, we are asking for Easter egg donations, specifically pre-filled Easter eggs. And if anyone would like to donate, whether it's families or organizations, businesses, you could give us a call at 432-445-2421, email us at engage@pecostx.gov, or visit us here at City Hall at 115 West 3rd Street.
Can you call Conrad? I think this is his favorite.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give him a call after this, but super exciting stuff. I'm really excited for this event. Again, just kind of welcoming all the family.
Are you needing sponsors?
For the pre-filled Easter eggs, yes. So definitely need some donations for that to make this event a success.
Donation to be cash? Or do you want?
Eggs.
Preferably pre-filled eggs.
For eggs. They're gonna have to hide them.
They're a little expensive, I heard. So next up, we have our spring biannual community cleanup. So we ask all the community to roll up their sleeves and make a difference with their friends, family, or organizations even. So that's going to be happening on Saturday, April 26th from 8 a.m. to noon. The meetup location for that is here at City Hall. Again, that's 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Breakfast and lunch will be provided. Breakfast is great. Lunch is even better. Mr. Lino usually does the cooking, so he makes some really bomb burgers. And of course, volunteers will be provided with gloves, vests, grabbers, and trash bags. We do recommend for volunteers to have long sleeve shirts and pants and closed-toed shoes. And then one kicker here is that they will receive double community service hours. So in case a student needs NHS hours or whoever may need community service hours, they're able to get double community service hours. And this is the best one.
We should clarify, community service hours isn't always because you're in trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
It's because you're just doing volunteer hours for a group.
Yeah, exactly. And then the cool thing about this is that you get a chance to win the Keep Pecos Proud trophy. I don't know if you could see the picture up there. That's a little trophy we have where the individual or group that collects the most trash bags, they will win this trophy, and we put their name, or we engrave their name to the trophy, and they get to keep it until the next cleanup. So currently, or last cleanup's winner are the Reeves County Emergency Service District's number 2. So they set the bar pretty high, and we're going to see if they could defend their title. Again, we hope to see everyone come out. Again, it's open to all the families, organizations, and businesses. And as always, if anyone needs more information, they can always contact us here at City Hall. And then, we'd just like to encourage the public to stay updated. Here are the different channels that we communicate with through. Which is our website, our Facebook, our Instagram, our LinkedIn, and we have an app. If you didn't know that, we do have an app, and it's great. You can see all the things that we have on there, which are like employment, events, and all that good stuff. So again, we just hope to see everyone at these events, and we appreciate the public support in making them a success. So
I'd just like to add with the win, please encourage everyone to close your dumpsters so that the trash doesn't fly out, because it's going to go all over our community, and we don't want that.
yes,
Either that or come out and help us clean it up.
yeah, and win the trophy, yeah, win bragging rights, right?
Apart from the wind, we got cats, and I've seen a lot of cats lately, and they're dumpster diving. One scared the dickens out of me the other day.
Yeah. No, well, good. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Okay, we will go to item F2, discuss, consider entering into a memorandum of understanding for the Community Essential Workers Housing Project Phase 3 between the following entities: Town of Pecos City, Pecos Economic Development Corporation, Reeves County Hospital. Jimmy Dutchover, PEDC Director.
Mayor, thank you. Council, thank you for having me here. At our last 2x6 meeting, a decision was made that we would make a recommendation to the taxing entities to have the town of Pecos City, the Economic Development Corporation, the Hospital District, and of course Reeves County is added in here as well, or wasn't added in, but they're a part of it. So those would be the 4 groups that would enter into what we started as Phase 3 at the same time that Phase 1 was being done under the direction of the city. Now, ESD 1 and 2 decided that it was not in their best interest to go ahead and move forward. With that, I asked the mayor what her thought was, and Mayor, I'll leave it up to you to express your thoughts.
Well, I just said that this is, we got the grant to do this, we need to go ahead and do it. And Phase 3 is a smaller portion, so it would be more economical for the 3 entities together, 4 entities, rather than the 6.
Correct. And if we act as a developer, not the general contractor, but as a developer, we do the engineering, we do the architectural work, we already have it all planned out as to what it would be like, and then we come back with a figure. Now, it has gone up a little bit because we just don't know what the cost would be. We're anticipating $3.5 million, and there are 27 units. One of them would become the ownership of the Economic Development Corporation, and then the others would be done in a lottery system. And it's mainly so that, depending upon the needs of the entities, whether they need 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms, then the lottery system and that the designees would decide what is in the best interest. You know, who do we need to put in there first? Now, it is a lease purchase agreement at the very beginning, or a lease agreement with an option of the lease purchase. We want to deal with recruitment, retention, and after it's sold, then the entities become whole. So you're actually going to get your money back. So we also put a phrase in here where it would be up to the entities to deal with whether there would be an HOA, which I strongly recommend. And the reason being is that there are going to be carports and not garages. You know, everybody uses a garage and they use it as a storage unit, and that's not what it's intended for. But the actual sizes, we got them today. There would be 21 units of 1,622 square feet, 6 units of 2,020 square feet of living space, and that would not include the carports in the back. I got a hold of insurance people to ask them how to operate the carports, and they said, look, do the carports and the back fencing, and then the privacy fence that would go around the property as part of the HOA. And the street, you would just dedicate it to the city, and they would actually maintain it, which is what Mr. Lino had recommended. We would make sure that all the lighting is underground, all the utilities are underground, something that Councilman Arona and I have talked about many times. And we go from the winds of West Texas blowing and internet being interrupted and some poles being taken down. What's a lot easier if we do the initial work underground. And I think I'll let you speak to that, Councilman.
Starting with this company, I'm never was a big fan of underground. You can't see it. Overhead, you can see the troubleshoot and fix it. But it's a better quality, longer lasting if you want to make it underground. One of the things you got to look at is make sure the transformers are a little bit up the alley so dump trucks or drivers don't hit the transformer. But other than that, it's the roll space requirement is a prime example of the beauty of it.
If you do it right.
If you do it right.
Correct. With all that being said, if you look at page 2 of the MOU, and it would be item number 4, number 2, it's that this MOA is a non-binding contract or agreement. Additional agreements will be drafted for the parties to sign. So, at the end of the day, it's a great opportunity for us to continue. We may not get the funding for the grant this year. We have been assured that it would be coming next year, and I have also asked for an additional $2.5 million because of the delays in them getting us the funds. So our lobbyist is working with us on that aspect, and I thank those of you who went, those of you who will go next time. It is a learning experience, and it really, really does wonders when not only the state level, but the federal officials and elected officials and agencies realize that we're there as a team effort. And with that, you witnessed Councilman Seals all the pros and cons that we got from all the comments from the people, unity. And then Valerie, Councilman Trujillo, y'all were a big part of the group dealing with the downtown, the revitalization, the money that we're asking to come back to us so that we can continue what we're already doing locally. Now we're asking them to invest a little bit with us. And then, of course, the big one was the prison and the reliever routes. And I must tell you, I'm here to brag about what y'all did, and I'm going to tell you why. The public needs to realize that that effort right there got the attention of TxDOT. They had told us that they were not going to entertain this until 2028 with possible funding in 2031. Well, I received a certified letter today telling us that they would be here on April the 8th, Edward, April the 8th at the Civic Center at 5 o'clock for public comments. They are starting. They have realized we don't have a choice. And I applaud everything that y'all did. It's not, if it was just me echoing that among friends, it's one thing, but when the elected officials come in and y'all are representing your constituents, it is felt, it's warm felt by them, and they were adamant about what needed to be done. So I had to throw that one in. Now, getting back to the MOU, it's in its simplest of forms. I know it's a lot shorter than the last one. Keep in mind that we had a different attorney draw it up versus Mr. Maldonado. I think that everybody's comfortable with the way that he does things, the way that he works with Parker. So with that being said, I would ask that the council go ahead and approve this so we can move forward with the rest.
I just have one question. Have we done a survey to see if we have employees that will be renting these for rent to own?
I don't believe we haven't done a survey internally.
I was just wondering how many we would have.
We could get one done.
Yeah.
I have a question also.
Yes, Mr. Parker. Mr. Johnson.
There's some blanks that aren't filled in.
Correct.
Dates and, I mean, it's a non-binding MOU either way,
Right.
so it doesn't change anything to sign or not sign, but signing it without the dates, are we going to be filling in those later, or what's the?
Well, it depends upon who the designee is. According to Mr. Maldonado, is that if the council, which the board, the Economic Development Corporation understands our part, the county and the hospital district, is that your designee would end up going in there working in y'all's best interest to try and get these timelines set. We do know that architecturally and engineer-wise, we've already done all our part. We actually sent it out to the two finalists that are ready to, they're itching to get us a bid back. So it's just a matter of timing.
And this would effectively just be the agreement before the agreement.
It's the agreement before the agreement. It's non-binding, and that's the most crucial thing. You're basically allowing, in this particular instance, whether it be one of your council members, whether it be the mayor, or whether it be Mr. Lino, which typically it is Mr. Lino, but that's up to y'all, would be the designee to go in and work out those details. And we did touch upon this. Unfortunately, it was an executive session, but Councilman Arona was there with Mr. Lino, so our board is supportive 100%. And they do realize the cost to us that we are willing to absorb at the very beginning is the entire cost of the engineering that has been done so far, which is about $321,000, but we put an additional money in there just in case we have additional cost or changes have to occur.
I guess I may be a little concerned if some of these people are first-time home buyers or rent to own.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether they can also afford HOA fees. I don't know what those fees might be, but, you know, sometimes they can get pretty costly and be prohibitive if someone buying here or versus buying over here.
And that is true. What we had looked at is that, and you can see, is that we have the option to do it. Now, if we use that option, then it's almost essential that the cost of every bit of the two carports, which would be covered parking, would have to be individualized. And then the cost is going to go up versus putting them in a stream, sort of like the way the hospital district did it. You know, the new hospital, it's beautiful, but it's a running total. If you do it individually, you sell them like that, but with the carport. But if you do it where it's a continuous, it needs to be the HOA taking care of that plus the fencing. You don't want something to occur because a dump truck hit it, a larger truck went in there and knocked down or damaged part of the fencing. You know, who's going to pay for it? Then it's just a sore eye, and it just deteriorates the value of those properties. The HOA, I don't anticipate it being very much, Mayor, because what we, or Councilwoman, I'm sorry, Mayor, I apologize. It's habit. But what we anticipate doing, and I'm gonna throw a number out there. It was $1,500 for rent. $1,000 would go to a savings account for the member. We've all talked about that. So at the end of the 36 months, they have $36,000 to put towards a down payment. The $500 is to make sure that it's insured, that we're taking care of everything. So we're going to have a little nest egg already built up to take care of the HOAs as they go, to keep it at its lowest level. That's the intent of it. And then the entities become whole after the 3 years. If they then go into, of course, fixing credit, making sure that they can afford it, they have their down payment. We're going to be gifting, because the Economic Development Corporation believes in this, we would actually be gifting the value of part of the land, and now they're going to end up with maybe a $50,000 to $75,000 down payment, depending upon how it works. When I talked to Brenda Basquette from West Texas National Bank, she said, who wouldn't finance it? Just make sure that on day one when they get there, that they understand they need to start working on making sure their credit can sustain it. And then it keeps it from actually changing hands from the hospital district or from the city employment or from the county. The whole idea is to keep it in there as long as possible so that they don't flip it and make money off of it. So the language would be there to protect the entities as well. And I would leave that discussion up to Parker, Fletcher, and Mr. Maldonado, and then Allison and Bass to take care of.
Is the city going to run the HOA?
It would, well, in this one, it would actually be the Economic Development Corporation.
And the square footage, when you first started, you mentioned different square footage, like the number 2 and 3, you said something about 2,050 square feet.
2020. 2020.
Says 1950.
It was an approximation. We got the figures earlier today, Councilman Graham.
So 20 of them, 21 of them are 2020?
Let me back up. 6 of them would be 2,020 square feet approximately. 21 of them would be 1,622 square feet. So they're good-sized units.
They're bumped up about 125 square feet.
I'm sorry?
So they're each bumped up about
Yes, ma'am.
125 square feet.
Yes, ma'am. And that was to take care of a great room, an oversized kitchen. When you ask everybody, they want the oversized kitchen and they want the bathroom, the master bathroom and the master bedroom to look nice. Yeah,
Open floor plan with the kitchen.
exactly, exactly.
Good? Councilman Graham, you good?
Yes, I make a motion to approve. MOU.
Do you want to name your designee as well right now, or you want to save that?
Do we have to?
You don't? No, ma'am.
We'll probably want to be in Charlotte.
Okay.
But still,
Give us time to discuss it.
yes.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilman Graham, a second from Councilman Arona to approve the MOU for the Community Essential Workers Housing Project Phase 3. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show the motion carries.
Mayor, council, thank you, and I'll be back next month with the updates of all the other projects, okay?
Thank you.
Y'all enjoy your evening.
Go to item F3, discuss, consider re-implementing the yard meter program for 2025 summer season. This is under Goal 3, promote the visual image of Pecos. Heather Ramirez, Assistant City Clerk.
Mayor and council, this is a program that the council has approved over the last few years. And of course, it runs from April 1st to October 31st, which is right around the corner. So seeing if this is something council would like to re-implement again for 2025. And of course, as you know, it reduces the tap fee for a 5/8 yard water meter from $750 down to $250. And of course, that can be split up into 3 payments if someone can't come in and pay the $250. Also, we waive the deposit fee for it, which is $75. And then we also waive the permit fee, which would be another $75. So it would be a savings of about $900 if someone.
Flat fee of 200 or 250.
250. Of course, we do have other requirements, like you do have to install a backflow preventer, have it tested. There's going to be expenses on the,
And it has to be done by a plumber, certified plumber.
yes, by someone that's licensed. You can install your own, like, your own tap, your own water valve or your irrigation, but the backflow preventer has to be installed by a license or an independent inspector and be tested.
I'm gonna be the thorn.
Okay.
Why don't we have a backflow preventer on a regular meter right now?
On our meters right
On
now?
our regular water meters right now to go to work.
I'm not
'Cause
sure.
I mean, I've asked this since Seth was here and Howdy. And the reason they say they do it on the yard meter is to prevent backflow in case there's a breakage in the pipe. Well, if there's a breakage in the pipe in my yard, the pressure comes from the city, from the alley out. That's gonna backflow in. And to get that backflow preventer installed and tested is about $1,000 to $200,300. And that's expensive. You're not saving any, and we don't tell them, hey, it's gonna cost you this much more, not just the 200. But my biggest question is, okay, you're making the client put a backflow preventer for a yard meter, why don't we have it for the regular?
For the residential
For the
meters
residential or commercial.
or commercial?
Because, Howdy's and Seth's answer was to keep the water from flowing back into our system. No, pressure goes outward, not inward. You got a 6-inch line going into a 1-inch line, the pressure's going outward, not sucking back in.
That's a good question. Let me look. Give me an opportunity to look a little more into. I don't have Kelvin here
No, I thought-
either, and he's my.
Mr. K.
When I
Yes,
saw
he's
this-
out of training.
When I saw this, I was hoping Calvin would be here to see
Mhm.
what his explanation is. Because I have a lot of people asking and wanting a yard meter, but they're not happy with the backflow preventer. And the other question is, well, it's in my yard. The backflow preventer is going to be on my side of the house. And I have a homestead. I can do work on my yard if I have it homesteaded, plumbing, electrical. Why can't I do that and save money? Because I've looked at backflow
So
preventers. they're
and
about
Cindy's here, but she can correct me if I'm wrong. I think you can install. They can do their own backflow. They can install their own backflow preventer, but it has to be
But how's he
tested.
gonna test it? That's the other question I have. How does he test it? Unless you break the line in half and see if
No,
there's.
the water,
Huh?
they turn on the water services for it and it gets tested. And then they turn it back off.
Yeah.
Still doesn't mention, of course, how does that prevent
No.
water from flowing back?
Yeah, I don't know that part, but as far as it does have to be licensed, somebody that's licensed to test the
To
backflow.
test it.
So you can install it yourself,
And
but
I would
it'll
like
have to be
Tell the
tested.
citizens, if you do that, this is how much it's gonna cost you. Yeah, we're giving you a break on our side, but this is the added cost depending, an average approximate, depending on what plumber you use.
Depends on the plumber.
Yeah, it depends on. Yeah, it'll depend on
And I'd like to get some,
the plumber.
Kind of make your ROI on this project over several years because of the total cost.
But it does have to reduce your water bill.
Yeah, it'll reduce your water bill significantly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People that already signed up in the past, they don't have to renew it.
No, if you've already, no, we've had, since 2022 to today, we've had about 55 customers take advantage of this program, which I average at about $18 connects a year. And of course, you do have to have, your residential meter before you can add a yard meter. That's one of the reasons the deposit for yard meters is waived.
I'd like to add more language to this and a little bit more pricing to it before we approve the way. But that's the biggest complaint I've had from people, the surprise. Yeah, the city's giving you a discount, but the initial cost on the plumber to, I didn't know that you could install your own backflow preventer, but you still have to have it tested. That knocks the price down somewhat. So it's could be entertaining or, affordable to some people.
So we do, when someone does come in and inquire about it, we do have like the yard meter requirement informational fact sheet that we give them, and it kind of shows them how it needs to be installed, including the backflow preventer. We could add some verbiage on the bottom saying this could cost you depending on the plumber approximately from,
Yeah.
So this is something Jack Wiltshire can't look at and say, pass it on. Because he comes out and looks at your
Plumbing.
electric and plumbing.
But he's not licensed to test, and he can do it within the city. Yeah.
And then Jack is doing plumbing now and Fowler's doing electric. Michael?
No, Michael doesn't do plumbing, Michael does just electrical
Yeah,
and
that's
all
what
the
I said.
building.
Yeah, so-
Jack, if the inspection for plumbing comes in, Jack's goes out. But if Jack's not available, then Holly will go.
I wonder if he could get his license though to inspect the backflow.
They can do it for outside the city, but not for the city. It's a conflict of interest.
because Cindy did look into why can't, she was actually gonna send Michael to go get licensed, and then we found out through TDLR,
Through the
plumbing,
plumbing board, that they
We-
can do it like, he can get licensed, but he can do it like for outside Pecos, outside the city limits, but not for the city.
Not if he's working for the
Not if
city.
he's working for us.
Yeah, I can understand the conflict of interest too.
Yes.
But, I don't know, I'd like to get more information and we push that.
We'll have one more meeting this month,
Yes.
Yeah, next week.
so it
okay,
could be put back on and still meet the deadline of
Yes.
April 1st
Okay.
with gathering some information for us.
I'll make a motion to table. If there's any more information.
okay.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilman Arona, a second from Councilwoman Seals to table item F3 until our next meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show the motion carries.
Thank you.
We'll go to item F4, discuss, consider resolution 25-03-01R, a resolution ratifying the Town of Pecos City Water Well Project electrical engineering cost to be paid to Texas New Mexico Power in the amount of $88,829.36. This is strategic goal 7, enhance Pecos' infrastructure network. Calvin Redgley, but you're not Calvin.
Mayor and Council, Syra Nichols, City Secretary, and Kelvin wanted me to stress that this is a budgeted item. And so,
He learned quick.
yes, he
It
did.
didn't take you long.
Yes, so this is an invoice from TNMP, so they're working on getting the engineering done so we can get electrical out to our water wells. So this is what that invoice is, and you'll see attached, it has a list of what the project will entail.
Now, this 88,000 would go to Texas New Mexico Power, or do they hire somebody or?
I believe they have internal engineers that do that, no?
Training, I can.
No, oh, okay.
If you want me, I can answer that question. We do have outside contractors that TNMP hires.
Well, I was just wondering, if, do we have a breakdown of the charge, the 88,000?
Of what's gonna go to TNMP and the engineers, no, sir, this is what they provided us. I know there's a second invoice in there and that one's very generic.
So they could have
Yeah.
done it for 20,000 and then making $68,000.
We don't do like public accountants do overcharge customers, and I'll set up after that.
Because the invoice coming from TNMP
This
is
it.
for the entire amount, so, yes. So I don't know if they then subcontract part of it out or whatever, or if, as you say, do it internally.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to have electricity out to the water wells. A lot of poles.
Yeah, I know.
This
It
says
is a-
upfront engineering cost. Is there a possibility of more cost coming?
Yes, ma'am. So Kelvin said if anything comes up further down the line, we'll bring that back as well.
knows the upfront
Mhm.
engineering.
Well, if it's up front, what about if it doesn't come in? If it comes in less, then maybe
And get our money back.
Don't look at me. I build it, I don't design it.
Or invoice it.
Or
it's. So the detail will come later.
Yes.
More questions? I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 25-03-01R, ratifying the Town of Pecos City water well project electrical engineering costs to TNMP in the amount of $88,829.36.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilwoman Seals, a second from Councilwoman Trujillo to approve resolution 25-03-01R as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show the motion carries, and Councilman Arona did abstain because of conflict of interest. We'll go to item F5, discuss, consider resolution 25-03-02R, a resolution awarding bid and authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Anchor Group, Inc. for the east, west, south elevated tank and ground tank at Booster Station fence replacement project in an amount not to exceed $194,376.20. Strategic Goal 7, enhance Pecos infrastructure network.
Okay. Mayor and Council, Siren Nichols, City Secretary. Once again, he asked me to let y'all know that this is a budgeted item. We did publish this RFQ in the paper online, and we were only got 2 bids. So if you see that the one that he's recommending to award the project to, they came in over $100,000 more than the other group, but it was because in the requirement of the RFQ, they were required to submit a bid bond, and that Fence Masters did not submit that, so they automatically disqualified them. So it's up to your discretion if you want to go ahead and proceed with the Anchor Group, or we can go back and republish. It is.
So that is, that's
It is.
I don't think a
$100,000.
bond would cost that much.
And then how bad are these fences as far as
I
security?
mean, is it time sensitive, or is it something we can put out for bid again?
I would believe we can put it out for bid again.
Is Kelvin gonna be here next week?
Yes, sir.
We can ask those questions.
That's a lot of, that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, it is a large difference. The council can reject both bids and require us to re-bid, resubmit bids.
Oh,
Mayor, I make a
agree.
motion we reject both bids and put the project up for bids.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilman Arona, a second from Councilman Graham to reject both bids and send this out for rebid. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show the motion carries. And item F6, y'all were going to table it.
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Till
ma'am.
next, our next meeting.
Until further notice.
Okay.
Yes, we'll bring it back at a later time.
Could I ask too that this Payne Industries, was that bidded out or is it just?
So Payne Industries, they're the ones that have been doing maybe the last 5 years worth of annexations, and we're actually working on putting out for RFQs for anything 2024 and forward.
Well, they're doing the are they doing the surveying?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to see a bid on that if you could.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Do we have any executive session? Nothing? No? Okay. Do we have items for our next meeting?
A couple,
We have
F3,
F3,
F6 maybe, depending on when they want to bring it back.
F6, F5. Anything else?
I'd like to have an update on completion of hydrogen,
Hydrant.
fire
Fire
hydrant completely repaired. I've seen one at the end of my house, so that's good. Just continue what
Fire hydrant.
Mr. Graham had brought up the last time, I'd like to see where we're at. There's still left.
Still got that one on 7th Street, I see it every morning.
One to work. The one on Lincoln is still leading water.
Yeah, I talked to Charles about that, and, he
Can't
said-
discuss it yet.
Yeah, okay, thank
It's
you.
just a-
Thank you.
Any-
Thank you for keeping us in
How
line.
about we have a meeting with Parker's on here?
Next week.
I'd like to hear from Cyclone for their late spring and summer tournaments and updates.
I'd like to see some financials, that's a good point.
Yes.
And do we have a timeline for the airport? Do anything with the building there? Is it update where are we at on that completion or?
Honestly, we're pretty much almost done with the airport.
Still can't discuss that yet.
We'll bring a public
Okay, so we
update
need an
for the
update on the
So we
airport.
need-
Airport.
Yes. Bring a public update.
Just,
You can go home now, Parker.
We just need an update on the airport construction.
Yes.
Just an FYI, I won't be here at the next meeting next week, so be careful.
We'll bring pictures and everything.
Anything else for our next meeting? Okay, it is 6:16 and we're going to adjourn this meeting.
Thank you.
Always when Charles is gone.